Hip-hop since 1987.com.
Atlanta's best interest at heart. We both want to do what's best for the town. And whatever we can do to put on for the city, man, is an absolute honor and a pleasure to be able to come in and do so.
Have you become kind of like the spokesman for the Atlanta Hawks? I mean, the symbol of Atlanta Hawks? You think you given last year's debacle?
Well, I mean, you say the spokesperson for the Atlanta Hawks, and you say debacle. What debacle?
You know, the racial incident they had last year.
Well, no, that was actually about 2 or 3 years ago, and I think that the right people were removed and the right people were added, you know, for us to be able to move forward with a clean slate and be more progressive and evolve into a newer, better Atlanta Hawks. And I'm a part of that, not the former.
Please give us your name and your outlet when you ask the question.
Terrell Thomas, hip-hop since 1987.
Okay.
Recently spoke to Will Packer about a role you'll be having in the new film Roots, new series Roots, excuse me.
Yeah.
Can you talk to me about your experience with that?
Absolutely, man. I mean, it was probably the heaviest, most important, like, most prolific role that I've ever had an opportunity of doing. I'm just looking forward to seeing it. It was such an important, a widely impactful film or series when it came out in '77. So 40 years later, 39 years later, they look to do it again and you know, choose to include me. It's flattering, you know, it's an honor, you know, just a blessing that I would even be considered among the names of people who would be considered for, you know, coming in and being a part of such an important piece.
How did you prepare for the role?
Oh man, I mean, I watched the first one, but you know what? It wasn't as much preparation necessary for me because my character is a new character that did not come from the first one. My character Cyrus he's a new character, and he was very fun to play, man, because I feel like he was the only time I can recall having a more non-subservient, a more rebellious character to carry the story, and I think everybody will be pleased to see it.
Tip, I got a question over here, bridge.nowloudjeans.com.
What's up?
A while ago, you posted a picture of you in Under Armour. And we know that Kent Bazemore, actually Steph Curry said that Kent Bazemore was the one that brought him to Under Armour. Can you talk about your affiliation a little bit, and have you had a chance to talk to Kent or Steph about it?
We have a very informal affiliation, and we've spoken about interest in doing business together. Both sides would love to be a part of each other's businesses, but we have yet to agree to anything concrete, you know what I'm saying? But we're both open and, you know, eager to work together at any chance we get the opportunity. As of yet, there is not anything more formal moving forward that I can discuss, but I'm looking forward to the opportunity to do so. Yeah.
Hey, Christina Marion, fansite.com.
What's happening?
With King turning 10 earlier this week, do you feel like that's
With King what now?
With King turning 10
Oh,
earlier
the
this
album.
week?
I
Yeah,
thought you
the
were talking
album.
about my song.
Oh, no, not the song.
Okay. I'm about to say I missed his birthday.
But with your album, King turning 10 earlier this week, do you feel like that's one of your best albums today?
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I mean, it's just a blessing and an honor to be able to say that I'm here 10 years later and still maintaining some relevance, you know. ATL also turned 10 this week, you know, and, you know, just the same, you know, I just am honored that I'm able to be a part of what we consider pop culture for the generation. And I'm looking to continue to do that for this year, next year, and 10 years beyond.
Christopher Dange here again from Soulhead.com.
What's happening?
You made the migration over from Columbia Records over to Tidal, also since the last time we spoke. Can you talk a little bit more about how you became a part of the streaming platform and kind of how you got there?
Well, I think that, you know, with technology being a huge part of the industry today, and with streaming being such a large portion of what we do, It's important to align yourselves with people who are like-minded in presenting and platforming your art when it comes to a streaming service. You know what I'm saying? And you know, the thing about Tidal that I love, you know, of course, you know, I have counterparts, constituents, close personal partners and professional partners that's involved. But it's that the agenda is to put the power back into the hands of the people who actually make the music that influence the culture. I think right now in music, man, you got too much power resting in hands of people who don't really, they're not music people. You know, they may be technology people, they may be business people, they may be excellent professionals, but they are not music people who are really, really moving the needle in our art. You know what I'm saying? And the purpose of Tidal is to put the power of the what comes from the music back into the people who make it.
Maynard Eaton with Newsmakers Live. I noticed that the mayor said he was at the opening of the club a year or so ago.
My restaurant.
Restaurants.
Yes.
Have you become politically influential as well here?
I mean, I don't consider myself more so a politician. I don't think, it's very difficult to be an entertainer, a good entertainer and a good politician at the same time. You know what I'm saying? You gotta focus on one at a time. So until I step back from one, I may have political opinions, but I'm not a politician. You see what I'm saying? My opinions are independent. You did, and you know what I'm saying? I don't wanna take away from what I have to contribute as an entertainer by trying to focus too much on politics or vice versa.
Terrell Thomas again, hip hop since 1987. We know that you're working on your new project, the Dime Track, but can you give us an update, possibly a release date, features, or producers you might be working with on the project?
I mean, no. It's coming. It's coming. You know, I'm putting a lot into it. It's my 10th project, and you know, you can consider this trap music 2016, and I'm, you know, working diligently at making it the best rendition of trap music since trap music.
All right, Christina Marion again. With the recent passing of Fight Dog, do you have a favorite Tribe song?
Oh man, for me, well, award tour. Benita Applebone, El Segundo. I got a lot of them, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think that they were such a unique group, you know, that offered so much diversity to the genre of what we call hip hop. And, you know, we gotta be respected, saluted, and appreciated.
Christopher Dange, SoulHead.com again. I had a chance to sit down with your stepdaughter Zanique yesterday and talk about her project.
Right on.
And one of the things that she pointed out was how you always have a plan, but you're always giving her really strong feedback. How hands-on are you with this particular development at this stage in her career? What kind of wisdom have you imparted on her?
I mean, you know, me going through her own thing. So I just, you know, I give her my opinion, and then she gonna move the way. She gonna remind me that she kind of can make her own decisions now. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't really like force my way of doing things on her. I can give her the best possible advice, but ultimately, you know, as a young adult, man, you know what I'm saying? She gonna step forward and she gonna platform her swag the way she wants to. You know, respectful to me and the rest of the family, of course, but she definitely gonna do her own thing.
All right, Shanika with Entertainment Underground. I got a question. With the recent passing of Bankroll Fresh, how do you think that impacted the whole Atlanta industry right now? What's going on in Atlanta?
I mean, it was just a terrible loss. I think it was a terrible loss. Bankroll Fresh was one of the rising star, up and coming, best to do it, like on his level of the game. You know, it's horrible to see so many of our potential leaders being taken away so soon before they actually get a true opportunity to flourish, to where, you know, they can reach their full potential and do what they can do or what they should be able to do for their families and, you know, for the people around them that support them. It's just a horrible tragedy, man. You know what I'm saying? It's just, I've seen it happen all too often, too many times. People who were so just assumed to be the next big thing, and before they could actually reach their moment of glory, you know what I'm saying? They had their opportunity stolen and their life stolen. So it's tough. It's tough, man. But I think that God don't make mistakes. There is a plan. I just don't see it yet.
Organized recently released a documentary. I'm not sure if you had a chance to see
I heard about it. I ain't seen it yet, though.
But it talked about the history of Atlanta. Just for you, Organized Noise and the impact that they had on the Atlanta culture. What are your thoughts on that?
I mean, man, Organized Noise, man, they were like Parliament Funkadelic for us, you know what I'm saying? They was just like, they brought something just completely different to what the scene had currently existed, and always just performed at such a high level. No matter what kind of releases there was, no matter what kind of events there was, performances, it was just always like a different representation of ourselves on television or in magazines. They were the first people that I know who kind of hit the main stage on a national level and represented true Atlanta cats. You know what I'm saying? And not felt like they need to step their shit up. Excuse me, I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying? Not feel like they need to raise their bar of excellence within themselves and whatever it is they were doing. I mean, so I think that, that for that, I must pay homage, and I appreciate them forever for that.
What impact do you think you're having on the culture here in Atlanta?
What impact am I having on the culture in Atlanta? I don't know. I mean, it's hard, it's kind of, I can't really, I don't think I'm the person to really ask that question to. I think, go out here and ask one of these youngsters, some cats who actually can say that they were influenced by me, and they could probably give a better answer. I know the impact I hope to have. I hope to just inspire people to want to do more and reach higher, dream bigger, and just put in the necessary work and the grind to go with it, educate themselves, and and know that you are never truly defined by your environment unless you allow yourself to be. If I could come from my humble beginnings, and, right over off Bankhead, and just make my way throughout the city, different parts of town, and interacting in different levels of life with different types of people, and along the way just finding what I needed to find within myself, and manipulate my arts and my talents and make it to where I am today. If I can do it, they can do it better. Hopefully, I'm an example of that.
Kevin Nix with Sporty Bears. You talked earlier about ATL turning 10 as well.
Yeah.
What can we expect?
ATL too.
Yeah.
Hey man, listen, we've been working on this for quite some time, and because there are so many partners in this, so many different, people who have to clear the proceedings as we move forward. We have not checked all the boxes, crossed all the T's, dotted all the I's to the point where we can get ready to shoot, but everyone is on board. We just got to get the story, and you know what I'm saying? Everyone has to agree on the story. I'm gonna just be honest with you. The biggest thing is to skate or not to skate. That is the question. Now, me myself personally, I just don't really see, it being, I see it different, and other people have their opinions, and we all just got to come together and figure it out. But it will be done.
So we're down to our last two questions. We're going to take Chris, and then we're going to take this gentleman here on the end.
So you and Big Boy are both with residencies in Vegas, joining Wayne Newton, Elvis, Britney Spears, Cher, all these people. How different do you have to be as a performer to take on a stage like that at this stage in your career?
Well, I think for me, man, it's a lot more production, if you will. It's a lot more. Vegas is the show town. You know what I'm saying? You going out there, they want to see lights, cameras, and action. Ain't no going out there rocking the mic, man, back and forth with just the DJ and the stage no more. You gotta really put on a noteworthy show, you know what I'm saying, that would justify, your residency. And I continue to get out there, man, and burn it down every chance I get. And if you're ever in Vegas, man, check us out at Dre's. It's going up.
Hip Hop's is 1987.com.
last season you were in a very, very interesting but privileged position. You got to play with 4 out of this, let's say the top 10 NBA players in the world.
Right.
Kyrie, LeBron, Westbrook, and KD. What's it like? What was it like playing with all 4 of them in one season? Like, what are some things you pick up? Break it down for us.
I mean, you know, especially with LeBron, I mean, just coming in there, see how he work every day. You know, the first one in the gym, how he take care of his body. That's why I was actually being around. You know, we go out to eat, things like that.